What's going on, Raider Nation? Raiders Primos is back with another short video. I hope you guys are having an amazing start to your Friday, start to the weekend. We got football this week
Let's
against the
go.
Bills, but we are going to do a week in review right now. So as you guys know, the Raiders took down the Broncos on Sunday, 17-16. Jimmy Garoppolo had 20 for 26, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, had a quarterback rating of 77.2. Josh Jacobs had 19 carries, 48 yards, 2.5 average, 7 yards was his longest rush of the day. Jakobi Meyers had 9 catches on 10 targets for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. Devontae Adams had 6 catches on 9 targets for 66 yards. And for the Denver offense, they had Russell Wilson going for 27 for 34, 177 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, was sacked 2 times, had a quarterback rating of 69.6, pass rating of 108. Devontae Williams had 13 carries for 52 yards. And Samaje P. Ryan, he had 4 catches for 37 yards, no touchdowns on 4 targets. So Nate, let's get right into it. What did we learn from Raiders win against the Broncos?
Man, something that really standed out to me, uh a positional little room that all of us has high hopes, hoping to see that gotten better after last year. And that was the offensive line, baby. You know what I'm saying? They kept Garoppolo clean. You know what I'm saying? They did very well. They got good communication, good understanding for each other. Nice in doing. You know what I'm saying? Giving Garoppolo time, giving Garoppolo a clean pocket. No sacks so far. I believe top 10 in the PFF rating. You feel me? I really like how when you have a good line, O line, that helps and gives quarterbacks to do whatever they could do to advance the ball, get the first down. The more time they have, the more time receivers have to get open. The more time quarterback can look left and right on the field. It's just all good. I mess with it. I mess with it. That's the O line.
Yeah, what I learned, and this is a common that we were saying the entire offseason, and that is Jimmy Garoppolo is a winner. This is what I learned from the Raiders win against the Broncos. Was it an ugly win? It was, but the motto is this. That's all we care about. And at the end of the
Yeah.
day, here's why I say this is why we learned. Hopefully, the nation learned this because let's look at the fourth quarter. The Raiders are down 16-10 against the Denver Broncos, and they have not been playing up to their standard the entire game. They needed a touchdown, and they needed it now to at least gain the lead, gain some momentum, and their this drive that ended in a touchdown on that ended that this touchdown in the fourth quarter. It was 6 plays, 75 yards, took 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and it was coming down to the midway of the end of the end of the game as it hit that 8 minute, 7 minute mark where that's really crunch time right there. That is where you need it. It's either you score now because if they score a field goal, you're down three. You may get the ball. You are possibly going to get the ball back. As we know, the Broncos ended up going 3-and-out after that scoring drive, and the Raiders did get the ball back. But here's the thing. Jimmy Garoppolo did not want to settle for a field goal during that drive. You see, if you go back and see the plays that he made with his feet, the throws that he made during that drive, he was going down there to score touchdowns, not a field goal. He didn't want to be down by 3 and then we win it. We'll have another chance and we'll win it at the end of the game. No, he's saying we're gonna go score touchdown. Defense, go get them off the field and then give us the ball back, and we will drain the clock out and we will win this game. But then it wasn't even just the end of the game. That entire, like I said, let's go back to that entire drive. Jimmy Garoppolo hits Devontae Adams for 18 yards. He then his Jakobi Meyers takes a big hit from Mathis, that causes a roughing the passer penalty, adds on another 15 yards after the 16-yard pass to Jakobi Meyers. He then hit Austin Hooper for 20 yards. It was bang, bang, bang from Jimmy Garoppolo. 18 yards, 16 yards, 20 yards. It wasn't like, oh, you guys are killing the clock while also scoring. It's like, no, he is saying, I'm going to score fast in case Denver goes down and kicks a field goal, and it gives my team, not him, my team, a chance to go down and score again. And that is exactly what he did here. He scored fast here. And then finishing off the drive with a 6-yard touchdown pass to Jakobi Meyers. Then let's look at the Raiders defense. This is another thing I learned. The Raiders defense will make plays when they are called upon. Now, I know throughout the entire game, we want the Raiders defense to basically shut these guys out. Okay, this is not Madden, you guys. Okay, unless you're playing rookie mode in Madden, yeah, you'll make the opposing offense go 3 and out every single drive. This is not Madden, you guys. Denver has a good offense. Russell Wilson, and I know a lot of people's like, shut up. Broncos do not have a good offense. They do. Okay, they do. They have a good offense, but their wide receiver room was depleted, and Russell Wilson somehow was still making plays and driving the ball without those wide receivers. So it kind of like, I think Denver once they get Jerry Jeudy back, and maybe they get maybe McGlinchey can get fully healthy. Watch out for Denver to make some noise in the midway of the season. But let's look at our defense. Javonte Williams, Nate Hobbs, and Devon Diablo get him for a -1 yard rush. They're in a 2nd and 11. Russell Wilson has a pass incompleted to Cortland Sutton. They are in a 3rd and 11. And this is a play that I watched in the All-22 film. Trayvon Merrick is playing a zone here, and he sees that Trautman comes late. He comes on a drag route late, and Merrick reads it and is able to make the tackle, forcing Denver to punt the ball back. Now, there is 5 minutes and 8 seconds left when the Denver Broncos punt the ball back to the Raiders. You would think that is enough time to get the Raiders to go on a 3 and out, maybe even they pick up 1 first down, and you still got time for them to punt the ball. As long as you make them punt the ball, you got time to at least kick a field goal. Jimmy Garoppolo went out there against a top 5 defense, like you said, Nate. This offensive line went out there against a top 5 defense. They protected Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy Garoppolo went out there and killed the clock. He was clutch. And the main clutch that we know was the run by Jimmy Garoppolo at the 2-minute warning. He had an 8-yard rush to the left, and he got pushed out by Jewell, but it was too late. He picked up the first down. Game was over right then and there. My understanding of this is that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to do whatever it takes. He's going to do whatever it takes to win, to make the Raiders win, and I expect to see it against the Buffalo Bills this Sunday. I know a lot of people was not impressed with the offense put up. They were not impressed with the defense put up. I wasn't impressed until I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, all that we care about is winning. Doesn't matter how you get there. What matters is that you get there. You win the football game. If it's ugly, it's ugly. But it's better to go back in the film room and look after a win than a loss. They're 1-0, and they're the only team in the AFC West that won a game. The Chargers lost, the Chiefs lost, the Broncos lost. Raider Nation, I don't know why we're complaining about a win. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Denver Broncos suck. It's a division rival. Division games are always going to be a dogfight, no matter how they play. I remember, and we should all remember, back in 2014, Derek Carr was a rookie quarterback on a terrible team. They were 0-10 on Thursday Night Football. The Chiefs came to town 7-4, hoping. So I think they were 7. They were 7-5. I think they were 7-5 or 6-4. I think around that time. I could be wrong. I don't remember, but they were on the crisp of making a playoff berth. They needed a win to continue their path to the playoffs. The Raiders beat them to pick up their first win of the season. They were 0-10 playing a playoff team, and the Raiders beat a playoff team 24-20. Just because their offense, or they were like, what? I believe they were 5-12 last season. It's a division rival. Division games are always going to be a dogfight, and you have to win the division games.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday, Nate. Thank you. So I learned that the Raiders will do whatever it takes to win. Specifically, it starts with Jimmy Garoppolo. And let's see what he has against the Bills. Like I said, I think he is going to come out and he's going to give it his all. He is going to put the Raiders in position to win. But I am hoping that we do see more from this defense, more sacks, more turnovers. I mean, they did cause a fumble, but of course, Marcus Peters got hit because of the Marcus Peters penalty. But let's see what they bring against the Bills. In other news, you guys, Jakobi Meyers is doubtful against the Bills. Nate, what does this mean for the Raiders and also for Hunter Renfrow? I believe Hunter Renfrow is going to squeeze into that wide receiver 2 spot with Jakobi Meyers out against the Bills. So what does this mean for the Raiders, and what does this mean for Hunter Renfrow? Will we see more of Hunter Renfrow against the Bills?
Will we see more of the guys that are, just there, in terms of Hunter Renfrow? Yes. DeAndre Carter? Yes. And then little homie.
Hopefully we got Trey Tucker. Hopefully
who
Trey
knows?
Tucker.
You know what I'm saying? We may have – it's because the Bills are really – apart from last week, it's week 1, Apart from week 1, I know the Bills are a really high-scoring team. And when it comes to that point, you have to have as much weapons as out there as you can. And I do see us having to keep up with the Bills because they throw a lot of long balls. They get points, fast. And I do see a couple of our speedy guys going out there and making some big plays. So I do see Hunter Renfrow cooking in the slot. They do see more playing time in this game. Obviously, it's pretty given when you don't have your wide receiver 2, the next man up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just as if it was Josh Jacobs not being there. Next man up.
Yeah.
So I do see Hunter Renfrow getting a lot more looks. Did he even get a look last day?
I think he got maybe 1 target. Let me look. He had no catches. He had no catches. I don't even know if he was targeted once. Yeah, he wasn't even targeted.
Bro, that's tough because I had that man going off.
He wasn't even targeted. Amir Abdullah had a target. Zamir White, DeAndre Carter, Austin Hooper, Jacobs, and then of course Jakobi Meyers and Devontae Adams. But yeah, Renfrow wasn't even targeted. I think we need to see a lot more of Hunter Renfrow against the Bills. And I think we will. I think with Jakobi not being out there, you got Hunter. I think Josh McDaniels, he will figure it out. But I wouldn't be shocked to also see Wilkerson out there a lot too. He's a big body. He's not, Hunter Renfrow is more on the he's more small, like Trey Tucker, like DeAndre Carter. So it would be kind of a mismatch to put him out onto the outside. But Josh McDaniels is a good play designer. He is built for situations like this. And if I was to say that the Raiders would win against the Bills, it's mainly because of Josh McDaniels and Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what it's going to come down to. Because like you said, they are going to have to go toe-to-toe with the Bills. I was talking with another fan earlier that Josh Allen, he loves to take a lot of risks. He takes a lot of risks, and the defense can really take advantage of that because he's likely going to turn the ball over. Now, with the offense has to take advantage of those mistakes. Now we will preview, guys. We will preview the Raiders and Bills game tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the evening time, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So hit the bell, hit the like, so you guys can be here for that. But yes, as I was saying, like I said, we're gonna get more into it. But just talking about it from a wide receiver standpoint and from an offensive standpoint, losing Jakobi Meyers is big, but we have depth at the wide receiver position. These other guys are going to have to step up against the Bills, and I believe they will. Like we know what Renfro is capable of doing when his number is called upon. Trey Tucker, we have yet to see what he has to bring. He struggled with the drops. DeAndre Carter has also speed, but we know what he's not only a return specialist. He had a couple. He was a deep threat with the Chargers. Wilkerson, he had a nice preseason game against the Cowboys. Devontae Adams is going to have a big game, though, mainly because he is wide receiver 1, and Jakobi Meyers isn't going to be out there. But let's look at the tight ends. But again, we're going to get more into that tomorrow. So don't miss that show tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Let's move on to our rookie first-round pick, Tyree Wilson. Nate, what did we learn from seeing from Tyree Wilson against the Broncos?
I mean, what I learned, I know he did bad, but he's getting a lot of, he's a big loser of that game. But what I learned is that we need to, in terms of, rookies, that's their first NFL game. Everybody has growing pains, and things take time, and I feel like we just got to learn to give some of these rookies some time to progress over time, get their reps in, practice, build their strengths, build their skills. Tyree and Michael Mayer, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, don't beat on him too hard. And I feel like what I learned, he will take time to grow to a potential starter.
Yeah. And the thing is, I've noticed, and this was when I was watching him against the Cowboys, and just seeing how he uses his power, and it seems he relies more on his power than his speed. Now,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a lot of speed. He's not like Max Crosby where he's going to get off the line in a hurry. We seen it on Sunday. He got off the line like this dude was a turtle off the line. Like, he did not get off the line quickly. And I was thinking this even before the Broncos game. I said it right after the Cowboys game. Why not try moving Tyree Wilson into the inside? And a lot of people didn't like that idea. They were saying, no, don't move him to the inside. He's not going to be able to handle on the inside. Well, let's look at his scouting report. Shout out to John Johnson for the scouting report. He said, or this is what the scouting report said, Wilson shows best as a pass rusher when he is reduced inside. As a pass rusher, Wilson uses his strength to dominate offensive linemen. Wilson uses his momentum combined with his size and strength to bull rush offensive linemen and collapse the pocket by overpowering the offensive lineman. Wilson also showcases being a functional athlete on twists and stunts. He can maneuver in condensed spaces around edges and surprise offensive linemen with his fluid movements, penetrating the backfield and making plays. Against the run, Wilson showcases great strength in how he can shed offensive linemen with ease and make himself available to make a tackle. When Wilson can get a great start at the snap, he can use his momentum and convert his size and speed into power to knock back offensive linemen and immediately disrupt the flow of run plays. Wilson also shows the athleticism to be able to chase down plays backside when left unblocked. There is more into the scouting report, you guys. I don't want to kill it. We may get more into it in tomorrow's live show, but that's a little gist of the scouting report. And just reading a little bit of it, it tells me he is a good run stopper because we held the Broncos under 100 yards rushing. Their leading rusher was Javonte Williams, who had 52 yards, not a whole bunch of yards off of 13 carries. And I like what I seen out of Tyree Wilson in the run game, but yes, off the ball, he is slow. Now, it said if he is good off the ball, off the snap, and he gains that momentum, he can be lethal. Well, we didn't see that against Denver. He didn't get off the ball fast, quickly. He didn't use his momentum to his advantage. Hopefully, we can see that against the Bills. But like you said, Nate, it's growing pains. We want just hoping that we see Tyree, that he gets better as weeks go by. We don't want to see the same thing, come like week 6 and he's still, is slow off the ball. And he because here's the thing. If you go back and watch it, him being slow off the ball it plays a huge part in the pass rush. He can literally help Max Crosby collapse the pocket, but Max Crosby's doing it all. He's the one getting the rush on Wilson. He's the one making Wilson, escape the pocket. So it is going to be interesting. But guys, I would not hate on the fact moving Tyree Wilson to the inside. I think they had a plan for that too.
Play with him,
They had a plan with that with Chandler Jones, to have Chandler Jones, Tyree Wilson, and Max Crosby all on the field at the same time. But with the Chandler Jones issue, they're having to move stuff around. And Tyree Wilson is a versatile defensive end. He can move into the inside, but he can also play the outside. I think what he needs to work on getting off the ball and using his momentum, getting back to what his scouting report said. Use your momentum to your advantage. I didn't see that against Denver, and hopefully we can see that against Buffalo. What else you have to add to that, Nate?
I feel like, man, if he could, bro, putting him in the inside, bro, and then mind you, Kuntz did very well.
Yeah.
So have Kuntz on the outside with him being able to wrap around and rainbow around Wilson.
Yeah, you could do a lot of stunts with him and Kuntz.
And then you already know Wilson is just like bulldozing whoever's in front of him. Kuntz goes around, boom, get him. Why you have Max going around wherever the heck he's going? You know what I'm saying? He's going to get to the quarterback someday. I really like that. And then I feel like the only thing, something that Wilson really can improve if he does fix is not like we know he could get to the backfield. It's just him separating himself from the O lineman blocking him. And I feel like Max Crosby, he could teach that to him, like on how to, side swipe and then, or like just karate chopping and stuff, all that. And then maybe probably do a Nick Bosa and just go under him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of defensive ends really have success when they go outside and under the arm. They go like this and then they go like that.
Swim moves, yeah.
You feel me?
And Max Crosby loves that move. He loves that move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you, man. I think that's what I want to see against the Bills. Have Kuntz out there and have Tyree Wilson on the inside. See how that plays out. But the thing is, they kept trying to give Tyree Wilson reps at the defensive end and taking Kuntz out when Kuntz was starting to get, that fire. He was starting to help Max out. We seen when he was in there, Max and him like literally just collapsed the pocket, and they trapped Russell Wilson for the first sack of the Raider season. And I think we can see a lot of that with Josh Allen, but I want to see Kuntz and Max out there and Tyree in the inside. If I don't see it,
I want to see me out there.
It might be a long day for the Raiders defensive line.
Call me up. Shoot.
But anyways, you guys, again, preview with Primos is tomorrow night. Raiders at Bills. We are previewing that game at 6:00 p.m. Pacific time. Be here. Hit the bell. Tell your friends. Hit the like on the way out on this video. And also get your comments in the comment section down below. And then we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Nate, you got anything you want to end with?
No.
All right. Hey, with that said, you guys have an amazing rest of your Friday, and we're going to see you guys tomorrow night. Peace.
Yes, sir.